Hi, you guys. It is Thursday, March 5th, 2015. My name is Doris, and this is the Knit and Purl Podcast, episode 41, A Little Castonitis. You can find the show notes for this podcast on Knit and Purl. Purl is spelled P-E-A-R-L. Doris.blogspot.com. The show notes have all of the content and links to the different things that have been mentioned. If you are new to this podcast, thank you so much for coming. Grab your drink and your knitting or crocheting or whatever and sit back, relax, and enjoy. I hope you find something entertaining and inspirational and that you'll keep coming back. And there's the little button over here, red button. Hit the subscribe. You'll get notifications whenever a new podcast is up. And if for you who keep coming back, thank you guys so much. I enjoy doing this, and I enjoy that you enjoy watching. In social media, I am One Fine Cow on Ravelry and Twitter. I am One Fine Design, that is the #1 on Facebook and Etsy, and I am Doris M. Smith, all squished together on Instagram. This podcast has a Ravelry group, which is the Knit and Purl Podcast group. This week we don't have any new members, and we don't have any birthdays upcoming. On YouTube, we have 214 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. So, we're almost done with the administration. We have a March cow, which is Knit What You Love cow for the month of March. The rules for this podcast, for this KAL, is that you must be a group of the. Oh my goodness! I'm not starting over. You must be a member of the group to qualify for prizes. The project started on March 1st or after and finished by March 31st. 1 entry per person. And you must explain in post why you love it. Chatter is welcome and encouraged. And I will separate and when it comes time for the drawing. But yeah, get on there, chatter, tell the people how much you like their things, all of that. And have fun with the happy knitting. The prize is a $6 giftable pattern on Ravelry, $6 or less. And then the last rule is, and begin. Okay. Stash enhancement this week. Funny thing, I ordered, and I threw away the packaging like a ninny, but I ordered some safety eyes. So I'm one step closer to knitting my bakery bears. These are the 6mm safety eyes. I ordered a set of 3. They were really cheap. They came from China. They came from China. I ordered them February 19th, and I already got them. They came from China. I bought them from an Etsy store, which is 1127 Handcrafter. Then there's a link in the show notes. They came from China. So I mentioned last week that I ordered a sock ruler. They told me that it shipped out on February 9th from California. I still haven't got it. So, I did, the gentleman contacted me earlier in the week. I don't remember the day, via email, and asked if I had received it yet. And I told him no. And I asked for a tracking number, and he said, of course, I kind of knew already. First Class Mail doesn't have tracking numbers. So he agreed to send out a second shipment. And he said he did it, I don't know, Tuesday or Wednesday. This week has been not a good week. But, so we'll see. We'll see how long it takes the second one to get here. Okay. On to the story of the week. And my story is, I'm sorry, my mouth is so dry. The story this week is that I am doing well on my journey with the getting healthy and shedding my extra Doris. I think I am down around 5 more pounds this week. I got some great encouragement from Deb C. Quilts on Instagram. Thank you, Deb. Really, I mean, there's been a couple of times this week, like today I was going to Walgreens to pick up some medication, and I was thinking in my head, oh, I'm going to Walgreens, I'll just pick up a snack. No, I won't. I was like, oh my goodness. And I was telling Ted how that old self just is in the head going, oh yeah, we're going to Walgreens. We'll get a nice snack. Usually in a store like that, the snacks are processed and not healthy, and no, Doris, you will not. But it's just kind of funny that, you know, the old mind thinks that way. But I've been doing really well, and here's another side effect. I have not been able to wear my ring because it's still a little snug, but I can wear it now. Ted got me this for Christmas one year. And when I lost all the weight the last time, hopefully this will be the last time, it was too big, and so we had it resized. And then I gained all the weight and I had to put it away. Now I have it on. I'm so happy. So things are going well. So along with my journey, I decided I would add another section to the podcast called Health Pearls. Now, not that I'm an expert. Obviously, I'm not an expert, but these are just little helpful things, hints, tips, things that help me. So the first health pearl is about high fructose corn syrup. So my thought is just don't do it. If you can help it, just don't do it. I realized that, and I did a little research preparing, that, what did I realize? Oh, that high fructose corn syrup is in a lot of cheap processed food, easy to pick up off the shelf and take with you. But it's not good. It's not a natural substance, and your body doesn't know what to do with it. So there's some side effects, some things that I looked up, and there is links in the show notes so that you can go on and type in the search and find it. But bitter truths about high fructose corn syrup. Diabetes is worsened and other diseases. You have diabetes is worsened. There's a metabolic syndrome, which is basically, come on, I looked up that, is a disorder of utilization and storage, diagnosed by a co-occurrence of 3 out of 5 of the following medical conditions: abdominal obesity, elevated blood pressure, elevated fasting plasma glucose, high triglycerides, low high density cholesterol, increases the risk of the metabolic syndrome increases the risk of developing cardiovascular disease and diabetes. So it's abdominal obesity, big belly. So there is a mini camps on the subject. For me though, if I eat something or drink something with high fructose corn syrup, it sets off a craving in me, and I want more and more sweets, and I stay hungry and unsatisfied. So try to stay away from it if you can. Just a little hint. And that's all of the health pearls. Like I said, I'm by no means an expert. I've been struggling with this for years, but I know that if I accidentally or on purpose get something with high fructose corn syrup, I have to be so careful that I don't go on a binge. Okay, enough of all this mess. How about we get into the knitting? Finished objects. I have one. Oh, I knocked something off. Anyway, get it later. My Ricky hat is done. The Ricky hat is a free pattern on Ravelry by Sarah Young. Excellent, excellent pattern. I love this pattern, and I want to get some yarn and make another one. I made one for Christmas. It was pinks and browns, and I want to go back to that color and knit another one because I loved it so much. This is where I was last week. So I had I only did like 8.5 inches instead of 9 before I started the crown decreases. Anyway, needles. It was knit on US 4, 3.5 millimeter, my Addy Turbo, and a 7-inch, or US 7, 4.5 millimeter, and I did them 40-inch circular. I did magic loop. The yarn is Marble DK, the color MT18, dye lot 3404. And like, I love this pattern. I love knitting it. So this could have been my knit what I love, but it's going in the gift basket. So I'm going to take this off right now. I know who will love it. So that's that. Oh, this is how much yarn I had left. Out of a 100 grams, 240 yards. And there's the tag. This yarn is a little more chunky than the other yarn that I used for the other. But it's a nice, it doesn't quite lay or have as much flow as the other one I knitted, but it's a good hat and I liked it. So that's all the finished objects. My whips, I'll put that over here for now. I I have a couple of designs, like according to the title of this episode. I did a lot of casting, or I shouldn't say a lot. I cast on 2 new things, which, you know, it's not unheard of for me to have four whips going, but I haven't in a while. But this week I'm like, I want to knit this and I want to knit this, and I'm going to put them on. So this is the Shrug so far, and it's off the needles right now. Off the needles. So this is my design for a simple cable shrug in my Fat Squirrel bag. Links in the show notes to her shop. But you gotta be like fast like lightning to catch one of her updates. Follow her on Instagram and you will hopefully catch. That's how I caught this one. I was looking on Instagram and she had posted that she had an update, and Ted and I were out to supper. It was a Friday night, and I think we were getting the bill or something, and I said, Ted, you're gonna have to pay. I've got to get this Fat Squirrel bag. So yeah, funny. I love it, and I want another one because they're so nice. But anyway, about the Shrug. Marble Chunky colorway MC20, and I'm knitting it on, come over here, US 10 6mm 40-inch circular, just because that's how I roll. No, I'm sorry, I got ahead of it's 10 US 10.5 6.5 millimeter. Pattern is my design. I've got to do some seaming and do some picking up stitches and going from there. And I've decided that when I get finished and get my pattern written up all the way, I'm going to have a test knitter or 2. But I probably, since it's coming on summer, I probably won't release this, I don't know, until maybe fall. I don't know yet. We'll just have to see. That way the test knitters can take their time knitting and not have to hurry. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm not for sure, but I think so. That's my thinking right now. And it's, you know, it's just a simple pattern. So it's all of that. The next thing, my happy knitting in my Joanne Springs Knit Spin Farm bag. I have my Hitchhiker in the crazy colorway that makes me smile and happy when I see it. The Hitchhiker is a bot pattern on Ravelry by Martina Bem, and it's usually knit on with sock yarn. But I decided I had a couple skeins of this yarn. It's not bad for Red Heart Super Saver. It's soft. It's not like hard to deal with. So I had wanted to do a Hitchhiker in worsted just to see how it turns out. Also, last week I had started this Hitchhiker on US 8's 5. Is it 5? Yeah, it's 5mm needles, and the fabric was dense and it wasn't as flowy as I wanted it to be, so I decided Sunday that I ripped them back. I just ripped it out and started again on 10s, 6mm needles, and I like the fabric a lot better. So what do I want to say? The color of the yarn of this Red Heart Super Saver is called Bright Mix. It makes me happy. Makes me happy. So I am on 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Past the 11th tooth. So I'm hoping that it will be more shawly. This one I have on is my other Hitchhiker, and you can see it's kind of shawly. I'm just wearing it to keep me warm and to decorate my blouse a little bit. So it's kind of shawly, but anyway, there it is. I love it. I recast this on Sunday. So I have several things that are in my knitting what I love. This is one of them. That's number 2. Number 3 in my, what did I just say? Okay. In another Joanne Springs bag. Cute little bag. It's got a cow right there. A cow right there. Anyway, another thing that makes me happy. I am knitting with the leftover Soft Like Kittens from my Foraging Mittens, which is a noodle sock. New Zealand dyer who's not really dyeing full-time anymore. This is how much. I mean, I had enough. I figure I could get a shorty sock. So I guess it was Monday, maybe Monday or Sunday night. I don't know. See, it's terrible. I don't keep track. I started a little shorty sock. Just vanilla. I did maybe like less than an inch of ribbing, 2x2 ribbing, and then just stuck in that for another maybe half an inch, and started the Fish Lips Kiss Heel, which is a $1 pattern on Ravelry by Sock Therapist. I would recommend it. This is my go-to heel right now. I've been thinking I wanted to try to do a heel flap again, but every time I think about it, I go back to my Fish Lips Kiss Heel. Anyway, let's tell me about the needles. Are my Carbons, and again, I say it's the Carbons. No hole. So other socks that I knitted with Fish Lips Kiss Heel, I always had to sew up a hole. As you notice, I do have a little hole right here, but it has nothing to do with the heel. I think I was laddering, so I have to sew that up a little bit. Anyway, .75 US 2s Carbons, 40-inch circulars, magic loop, one at a time. So I just started this earlier in, like, maybe Tuesday. So hopefully I will have enough yarn to knit some shorty socks. That's that. I love the Carbons. What did I do? I hope I didn't Okay, I'm like scared for a minute. I thought, oh, don't tell me I lost my stitches, but I didn't. Okay. And the last work in progress is another one of my designs. I don't have it. I don't have it readily. Oh, yes, I do. It's another one of these I designed, and I love it so much. I decided I wanted to knit another one and do a little modification and just see how it turns out. This is some of my hand spun, and I don't have a tag. I don't have a tag for this. It's probably down in the box, but my You Betcha from Leading Man Fiber Arts, big cartel. They have a big cartel shop, and the link is in the description. This is my hand spun, and it's thick and thin. So I'm knitting my pattern on US 9s, 5.5 millimeter Addi Turbos, and I'm doing like a traveling loop. I need to get some 24s, 24 length. And I know the color is like negating the patterning, but I don't think it's too much if I look at it close. But I'm trying to make sure that I have, and I will probably do another one with, let me tell you this, but I like it. I'm going to love this cowl, whether or not the patterning shows up or not. But before I started podcasting, today, I went on Webs and ordered a pair of knitting needles. I like the fixed. I haven't invested in interchangeables yet. And I got, I don't know. I'll tell you when I get them, but I got a pair of US 9s 24-inch circulars so that I can knit another one, or if it comes before I get finished changing, so I can see how it knits with a 24-inch needle. You know, writing the pattern. I've got to have all my ducks in a row, but I love it. I'm looking forward to having it finished and wearing it. So, anyway, now that is all of the works in progress. I forgot to mention. It is in my pink sheepy bag that I got from Heather M12, who has an Etsy store, which is HUnique Accessories, HUA.etsy.com. Links in the show notes to this beautiful bag. I love it. It's well constructed. It feels cozy. Works good. There you go. Go check out her shop. Okay. That is all of the knitting. Well, I have spinning, which I really don't have spinning because I haven't touched my wheel this week. So, we're going to the Pinterest. We're moving on to the Pinterest. Let me bring it up. And I love this one. This is kind of like a, do you call it a feel good? I call it a feel good. "20 amazing quotes that will change your outlook on life." So, very nice quotes. And here's what it looks like. There is a link in the show notes. We don't want to see that gelled lady. So I guess it's going to be advertised there. But anyway, here it is. 20 amazing quotes that will change your outlook on life. So, sometimes we create, I'm just going to go through 1 through 20. Sometimes we create our own heartbreaks through expectations. Number 2, a bad attitude can literally block love, blessings, and destiny from finding you. Don't be the reason you don't succeed. Number 3, be selective in your battles, for sometimes peace is better than being right. How beautiful is it to stay silent when someone expects you to be enraged? You are responsible for your own happiness. I'm sorry, that one just speaks to me. And I like pink anyway. Number 6, maturing is realizing how many things don't require your comment. Be brave enough to start a conversation that matters. Learn to say no without explaining yourself. A moment of patience in a moment of anger saves you 100 moments of regret. Here's another one. Actually, I can. Number 11. Nothing is worth it if you aren't happy. Above all, try something. That's from Franklin D. Roosevelt. Number 13. Wrong is wrong, even if everyone is doing it. Right is right, even if nobody is doing it. Number 14. It's better not to know the things. It is better not to know things sometimes. I would agree with that. Number 15. Never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass away. Number 16. To be happy is a great decision. 17. Life becomes easier when you learn to accept an apology you never got. Life becomes easier when you learn to accept an apology you never got. I had to read that twice because it took me a couple times to get it. Accept the apology you didn't get. And by Captain Jack Sparrow, the problem is not the problem. The problem is your attitude about the problem. Here's a little Jack Sparrow moment. Number 19. If you don't want anyone to find out, don't do it. That's a Chinese proverb. And finally, Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. I thought those were awesome. That's why I wanted to share them with you. And the stumble this week, I'm going to get to it. Seven charities looking for yarn crafters. And there is a link in the show notes for those of you who want to go look at it. So, Afghans for Afghans. Let me try to see where you can see it. The Binky Patrol, and this is for kids battling HIV, drug abuse, child abuse, chronic or terminal illnesses. The Binky Patrol. Knots of Love, which is providing cancer patients with homemade handmade hats. And there's like links in the article to go there. And number 4 is Baby Bird's Nest Craft Along, and I guess it comes with a pattern. It's in California. Wildlife Rehabilitation Center noticed that baby birds were sometimes bruised and injured in the makeshift bowls they were using for nests, so they made a call out for a softer alternative. And this is something that Come Knit With Us, Kimmy and Sam. Oh, it's like Sam. I hope I said that right. They had this in their podcast last week. Knitted Knockers. And this is nonprofit providing handmade prosthetic breasts to mastectomy patients. And there is a link to them. And there is the Mother Bear Project, and this is for teddy bears for kids dealing with HIV in emerging nations. Finally, we have Leggings for Life. Injured, disabled animals come in all sizes, shapes, and species, and some of them need custom-made clothes and cushions for their special needs. And there's a picture of a cat who gets around by dragging her deformed back legs, and somebody done a custom knitted legging to help her slide along easier with less skin irritation. So there's that for that poor little kitty. Okay, I think that is all. Thank you guys so much for watching, for coming. If you enjoyed this at all and got some inspiration or information, go down over here and click that thumbs up button. I would so much appreciate it. Leave a comment in the comment thread about if you have questions or if you want to, add something to the podcast. I would thank you. And if you are new and haven't yet, go there and hit that red subscribe button. I would thank you so much. And I will see you next week. Bye, you guys.